Hello, beautiful people. All right, I say good morning, but it's actually nighttime. Anyways, hey, you guys saw the title of the video. I want to make this before I end up stepping out for night, hence the attire. Anyways, training, nutrition. All right, they need to complement each other. Okay, what do you mean, Gil? All right, I've talked about this before on my my Instagram, Real Johnson Gil on Instagram. If you guys are not following me, I need to figure out how to put that in here. Anyways, for example, if I have an athlete that says, hey Gil, you know what, I want to build some tissue, all right, I want to build muscle, completely fine, all right, but at the same time, we cannot be in a constant calorie deficit if we're trying to build muscle. People are like, oh, I want to stay lean, okay? You can absolutely stay lean, stay within a decent body fat range without packing on too much fat, but at some point you need to be at maintenance, if not surplus, all right? Now, in correspondence with training, all right, this is what I mean. If I have someone that's trying to set up long-term for a fat loss phase, all right, it is not going to make sense for us to start a progressive resistance training program and try and be in a continual deficit, especially when we're trying to not only revamp that metabolism, trying to build that metabolic rate, but also build some tissue. We got to build that caloric ceiling, that caloric surplus, if you want to call it that, back up. All right. The same thing if we're in a deficit and with training, we're trying to increase volume and frequency. That is not going to work. All right. I've had clients come to me before and said, hey, you know what? This is what I'm doing. This. First thing I end up seeing is they have this high training frequency 5 or 6 times a week, and they're living in a deficit, whether it's a female at 1,200 calories or 1,000 calories, or it's a guy eating well below 2,000 and trying to train at this high frequency. All right. There's nothing wrong with training at a high frequency if that's you. There's nothing wrong with training 2 times a day if you're that type of athlete, but you got to have the means to support it. All right. Now, when you are setting up your periodization, yes, I do a lot of periodization, all right? If I have an athlete, like I said, wants to build tissue, let's block this out. 3 to 4 weeks, we're eating at maintenance, we're progressively, pushing volume, we're pushing frequency, okay? We deload, we go back down to maintenance, if not a surplus, depending on how our biological factors are looking. Then after that, back into another progressive load, continually pushing that resistance training, building tissue, building more calories, deload again, and then that final few weeks, hey, you know what? We've topped out. We got a good 8 weeks of resistance training behind us, and now you know what, we can reduce the training volume, we can reduce the frequency, we can increase the intensity in the training, not necessarily volume, and we can enter into a deficit. All right, now why are you entering into a deficit with reduced training? All right, talking to one of my athletes today about this. All right, when you're in a calorie deficit, when you're dieting, you have less reserves to recover. All right, it's not about how hardcore you are or trying to push through or motivation or any of that like that. All right, you have less reserves to recover. If you have less reserves to recover, you are never going to lose fat. All right, you're going to be at a high stress rate. If you had a high stress rate, we don't sleep. If we don't sleep, we don't recover, we don't adapt, and so forth. All right, so when you guys are looking at your training, it has to be in correspondence with nutrition. Remember, one complements the other. All right, so anyways, want to be that short. You guys, like I said before, like, comment, subscribe, share, get the word out there, trying to grow this page as much as possible. Anyways, I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out.